week with 4 games in 8 days and 3 in 5 days, and 2 of them being on the road. So that was a pretty unique stretch we just had. But you know what? Conference tournament time, best time of the year for college basketball. Everybody's 0-0 in terms of starting fresh. So we got back and we recharged, regrouped, re-energized, refocused most importantly, and head to see for Thursday's game versus USF.
Obviously familiar with USF, played them twice this year. Just what do you remember about those matchups?
Scoring ability in bunches, and that ended up being, I don't want to call it the difference because, obviously we lost both games, but both games we had a lead in the second half of that game. We were up by 1 and they go on a quick 10-0 run. We never can get back in it. We chip and fight back to 6 or 7, but we couldn't get back in it. And Tyler Harris was a big part of that. Then in Tampa a few weeks ago, we get off to a great start. It's a good first half, competitive first half. Last 3 minutes of the first half, they go on the same run. They go on basically a 10-0, roughly a 10-0 run. They end up double digits, and we never could fight back. We could knock it down to 7 or 8 in the second half again late in the game. But their ability to score in bunches, they're so good on offense, starting with Tyler Harris, anchored inside by Shua. And they have so many good players on the wings. They're the third best offensive rebounding team in the league. So they not only can they get it up and they can score and shoot the ball, but they go rebound it. So just great respect for Coach Gregory and their program. And they beat us twice, and we know we got our work cut out for us headed into this game.
Is it? Go ahead, man. Okay. Is it something where you got to try and shut down Harris? Obviously, you want to, but or is it take a couple other guys out of the mix and then the point difference?
I think you can go in with any game plan you want in terms of saying, hey, we got to take him out or make it here or there. The bottom line is this: if Harris gets going for them, it's very difficult for us to stop. I mean, he's had 2 big games versus us, but if you just focus on him, they have way too many weapons. Shua has hurt us. Miguel has hurt us. Bryant has hurt us. So they got a dynamic offensive team, and they mix and match with their zone defense and their man defense. Again, they're a really good offensive rebounding team. We have to be solid. We have to execute game plan. We have to do the job, and you got to hope that we can contain. It's very difficult just to shut down anybody's particularly really good team like that. We just hope we can contain their production.
Do you feel maybe better about yourself defensively with the way Jaden Walker's been playing? And I don't know if he had the same role when you guys played them before, but
that's a really great point. We looked at it, and the first time we played South Florida at home was the first game that Javon Small was out. It was coming back after that Cincinnati game, and Jaden Walker at that point was playing 0 point guard. He really just had none. He was still playing on the wing. Heck, he was still playing a little bit in our front court as we were playing small. Second time we played him, we went back and watched the beginning of that game. Caleb LeCount got off to a great start. He really did great things for us. As the game went, Harris got going, their guards got going, getting down to the paint. You got to keep them out of the paint because when they can get in the paint, they're really difficult to contain. They're spreading the ball out. They're spraying it around. They run in transition. But that being said, Jaden Walker's playing his best basketball of the season, both offensively and defensively. So you hope that's something that gives us a different dynamic that maybe we didn't have quite as much in those games. I think that's an excellent point.
We have seen Bailo the last few games. What's his status right now?
Non-COVID illness that he's not, he's with the team and everything, but as far as being, able to play, right now he's not playing.
You hope to have him back Thursday maybe?
Don't know yet.
And then RJ as well, obviously going down.
Right. Yeah. He's a day-to-day right now with that. He just he rolled his ankle late in that game or in the second half of that game, and so right now day-to-day.
And then, not to keep asking
No.
question, but Javon, any chance we see him this week, or is it just a case he's not going to return?
You know what? I think it would something unique would have to happen for him to come back. I mean, he's doing great. I just think we got to be smart with everything that we do for him, because most important, more than anything, is his health, well-being, and his ability to continue to be 100% healthy. And that's all that matters. So if for whatever reason there's an opportunity and he feels that way, and Nate and our training staff feels that way, I know he's eager. I know he's a competitor, but it's not something we're expecting by any means.
Coming off this most recent stretch of, you mentioned 3 games, 5 days, could that potentially help you guys just moving forward into this tournament where you can play, back to back to back to back?
Not if we play the way we played Sunday. You know, we don't want that to be, because that didn't turn out very well. But you know what it is? It definitely it shows how difficult it is. I think this team, you know, not from a minute standpoint, you know, we're not very deep. We don't play a lot of guys, so you wouldn't look on paper and say that, hey, they're built to play more than one game. Right now we got to focus on one game, and that's all that matters. Can we find a way to go compete in that game? But if we were fortunate, or if it was a situation where we played multiple games, I love the mental resiliency of this team. I love the toughness of this team. I mean, 4 games in 8 days, starting with Houston last week, and then, you know, I thought, you know, basically we were right there in that Friday night game at Tulane. And there was some things that happened in the last 3 minutes of that game that made it difficult to come out of there with a road win. But I thought for 80 straight minutes we really competed at a high level. Did it get some leery legs on Sunday? Weary legs on Sunday? Maybe. But we just focused on one game right now, and we got to be at our best on Thursday.
Not to dwell on the past too much, but going back to that Tulane game, you were called for 3 charges. Is there anything your players can do better in those situations, or is it just kind of a bang-bang call there?
Bang-bang call.
I agree.
Anything else?
Yeah.
I think we're good.
Thanks, guys.
All right.